Hey, John here. Here's lick of the day number 24. This is an old school shred run. And I call it that because it reminds me of Tom McAlpine and Joe Tafoya and all those guys back in the Shrapnel Records days. As usual, you can find the tabs in the description below and also here on the screen. And I will start by playing through the whole thing slowly and then break it down. So starting on the 7th fret of the low E string. Alright, so it's an A minor, just A natural minor, and we started on the 7th fret, like I said before, and we're gonna go up, all the way up to the G string, here, 10th fret. We start with 7, 8, 10 on both the E and the A string, all alternate picked. Then from the D string, we're gonna have 7, 9, 10, and the same on the G string. So, and we're gonna position shift, so no slide. Shift, slide will be getting that sound. We don't want that. We just want to get as clean of a sound as possible. And from here we're gonna go down 12, 10, 9 on the G and D. So it's all based on sixes here. So we basically have two ascending sixes. And then we shift up and go have a descending 6. We shift up again to the 10th fret of the D string, and now we're going to play 10, 12, 14 on both the D and the G string. So another 6, and then the last 6 will be from the 12th fret of the B string. We're going to have 12, 13, 15 on B and E, which will take us up to the A here, the root. So it's all fairly easy patterns because you're always using the same fingering for each 6. And what I mean by that is for the first 6 you're going to be using 1, 2, 4. Then you're going to use 1, 3, 4. And we'll shift up and then we do 1, 2, 4 again, but descending. Shift up again, and now you have 2 whole steps on both strings, and it's kind of up to you if you want to use 1, 2, 4 or 1, 3, 4. I use both depending on the situation, and in this case I use 1, 2, 4. You have players like Paul Gilbert tend to use 1, 3, 4 most of the time, and then you have Petrucci uses mostly 1, 2, 4 and so on. So it's not really any set rule here. More than that, if you're working on a specific thing, it will help you to be more consistent. But there's nothing wrong with doing either fingering. So, and then the last 6 will also be a 1, 2, 4. And once that's done, we're gonna go down and up on arpeggios. We're gonna go down, another 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then restart at 6 from here, ascending. So this shape is based on the bar chord with the root on the A string, so a minor bar chord, and we basically just add this note here at the top and this note here at the bottom. So we want 2 notes on either string, with the top and the lowest string for the turnaround. And the way that I picked this, since I'm going to end up with a downstroke, doesn't really matter because it's going to be a pull off, so down, pull off, then it's going to be up, 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 down. And look at my hand now, I have a rest stroke. So I'm waiting here on the D string while I do my hammer on. And then I'm in perfect position to just continue to sweep. And I know a lot of my private students struggle with this initially, but if I'm going to show you an exercise actually right after this where you can work on this feeling, because it feels kind of weird to be staying on the wrong string while you're playing a hammer on a string below it. So, but like I said, I'm going to show you an exercise soon. But anyway, so that's the picking. So down, pull up, 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 down, hammer, down, 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 up. And it's all 6s. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's about it. All right, so the exercise you can use for the getting used to that turnaround in the arpeggio is to basically play as a pentatonic scale. Let's go back here to 5th fret, and we're going to play the standard A minor pentatonic. Like that. So basically we're going to do a rest stroke on each string. And if you don't know what a rest stroke is, it's taken from the classical guitar technique where you would do a free stroke and then you have a rest stroke where you basically get stopped by the next string. And you get in part of the idea behind the classical guitar is to get a stronger sound, a fuller sound. But for us, for our purposes, it's more about not skipping around with the right hand when you want to move in one direction. So it's going to help you facilitate the sweeping. So basically, whenever you play a string, you want to get stopped by the next string. So you sort of fall into the next string instead of going. And the logic behind that is that it's very easy to miss the string if you do this at speed, but if you're already on the string, you probably won't miss it. So, and the same thing goes backwards. Then you sort of fall into the string from below. So you actually rest with an upstroke. So that's rest strokes. And you want to do this now on every string, except for the turnaround, but we're gonna start here with a downstroke, then a hammer on, and look at my right hand. So as I do the downstroke, I'm already on the next string. So down, hammer, down, hammer, down, hammer, down, hammer. And for this one, for a turnaround, I'm gonna pick both notes and then switch to pull-off. So now I'm actually resting on the B string, but with an upstroke. So it's gonna be up, pull off, up, pull off, up, pull off, up, pull off. So basically you double pick whenever you change direction, meaning that if you go from low to high, and you want to turn around even on the next string, you would pick both notes. So you get a pull off, and then same thing on the other direction, you go up, down, and then hammer. But when you just keep moving in one direction, you will just play, keep going in this, just one pick per string. All right, so it sounds like this. It's actually a pretty efficient way of playing just a pentatonic scale up and down with legato like this. And you can also turn it around whenever you want. So it can actually be a pretty cool thing to develop some licks from as well. But initially, I just gave it out as an exercise to help students with this particular turnaround in both directions. Like this. As far as the pick and run goes, just make sure that you're really comfortable with ascending sixes and descending sixes, because there's so many licks that uses that. If you look at Petrucci's playing, for example, there's a lot of these, ascending and descending runs where it's basically just putting together sixes in different ways. So. So it's a million variations you can use, and eventually you will be able to improvise with these as well. But really get those ascending and descending sixes together, because that will help you with pretty much anything technically on the guitar as well. So that's about it for this one. If you have any questions, just post them below. Otherwise, hope you enjoy this one and see you in the next one.